Hey guys, it is a nice day outside. I decided to do a quick scope while I'm in the parking lot. Hey, thanks for joining in. Hi, hello. I had to pull over just coming from work, and I said, let me do a quick scope. This is Cheryl Howard from Get Your Life Back Inspirational Life Coaching. My website is getylifeback.com, and you can learn all about me there. I don't want to get into a whole commercial thing right now because that's not the purpose of this particular scope. But I was reflecting on a coaching session I recently had, and it really gave me an idea to kind of share this to encourage somebody else, in their journeys to whatever they're trying to do in life while getting your life. Amen. But how are you guys' day is? It is nice and sunny here. It's a little cool. It's getting a little cloudy, but it's nice, and I'm really trying to enjoy the weather while it's warm because I don't like cold weather. I'm a warm weather girl. I love the summer. It could be summer all year round. You don't have to be 95 or 100, but 75 to 85, I'm great. I love just throwing on some flip-flops and some capris and a nice top, and I'm out the door. Just coming from work now, meeting with a client. But that was more of a therapeutic client. But I'm reflecting on a life coaching, a discovery call that I had with someone recently, and I wanted to talk about the importance of discovery or discovery or exploration calls. That's what I call them. Discovery call is a typical service that life coach offers, even counselors offer sometimes. We usually call it an initial session when we meet with a client just to discuss their goals, their needs, and also as an assessment to see if it's a good relationship between the therapist or the counselor or the life coach and the client. But anyway, I just had to share this because I was reflecting on a coaching session, a discovery session I just had, and it was so powerful because I want to deal with people who fear the unknown. And sometimes you can talk with people about things and you're trying to get them to open up about doing something new or a new idea. And I had to get rid of that interruption. A new idea, and sometimes because it's something new to them, they get fearful and they step back, and then they don't hear. You're trying to explain to them, and all they hear is either their negative thought or their misinformed information, and before they even hear you out, they're already dismissing it. No, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I can't. And you haven't heard what I had to say yet. And so I just thought it was so important because many of us, and I'm sure many of us are guilty of doing that. We are getting a conversation with somebody, communicate, and someone to start sharing something new, and before you even understand what it is, because maybe you had a past experience, again, it's those thoughts, because maybe this situation is familiar or the conversation is familiar to something you had in the past, and you automatically just went into negative mode and you blocked the person and you didn't get all the information. That's why one of my famous lines is, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Because you may get something and you may miss something that is vital to you. And everything else you can dismiss. So don't be so quick to dismiss stuff. The coaching session our discovery session was finding out about this person's passions and desires, something that they like to do because they wanted to do more than what they're doing. So I started asking her questions. What are your passions? Because I started talking about things that I have done that I like. For instance, blogging about things that I love. One of my blogs has to do with natural living, nurturing relationships, natural hair care. I'm sharing information, resources to other people, to visitors who come by, and even Periscope. And I said, even scoping a Periscope is wonderful because you get to connect with so many great people who are actually doing what you do. And you can learn from each other and glean from each other. And so I was discussing with her how sometimes even my own circle, I try to get some of my friends to join in so they can come on and support me, and let's scope together. And she was saying, something she's just not into, and so I try to ask her what is it, and she wasn't exactly sure. And so I explained to her what scoping is. I said, it's not that you don't have to come in and do your own broadcast. You can just watch other people's scope. People use this tool for all kinds of different purposes. Some use it for ministry, for business, just for connecting with some friends, for socializing, for meeting new people outside of your inner circle, which she was tired of. So I said, so no one is asking you to get on and just stop broadcasting. Now, you may like to do that later, but in the meantime, it's just something that you can, maybe you come across people who are doing the same thing you like to do. So I, proposed that to her. And so she said she'll give it a try. But the main point was I wanted her to overcome the fear of the unknown, because you're saying what you don't like, but you haven't even explored it yet. So I started giving a breakdown. So I started asking her, because she wanted to do something different. She's a college student. She's a full-time mom. And she does all these great things. And, we know each other. We're acquaintances. We're friends. But I was on point. I'm like, this is a discovery session right now. So, what do you like to do? So I use a different approach. Instead of getting stuck in, well, I don't like going back and forth. And one of her passions is she loved to tell people about savings and community resources and things that are in the where she lives, her community, that people are not aware of. So automatic, my mind, because I'm quick, I'm picking up skills, I'm picking up talents and gift, I'm picking up her strength automatically. And I was taking mental notes, and I said, okay, this is what she's good at. Boom, 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 boom. And it's something I was explaining to her. Think of it in terms of, this is something that you do all the time. I see her behavior on social media. She does engage on Facebook. That's probably about it. I don't think there's anything else she engaged in on Facebook. And I said, I got something you do all the time. You're always posting up savings and coupons, and you love to do that, and you love helping people. You love directing people to certain places, activities in the community. You do it all the time. So we're going to talk about some things that you always do all the time, but another platform where you can really make a difference and you can reach broader people. So finally, she listened more, which is, listening is a learning skill. Some of us have it, some of us don't. And I've learned a long time ago that everybody doesn't have the skill of listening before you jump in, and we're all guilty of that, jumping in and interjecting and ready to get your own thought out, and you haven't even heard the complete person, the messenger who's sending out the message at the time. We are listeners at that time, and then when it's our time, after we have, hi, thanks for joining in, New 3 Creation. Good to see you. After we have listened attentively to the other person, taking in what they're saying, again, eat the meat and spit out the bones. What applies to you, what don't, okay, so be it. And that's it. So again, I was helping my client doing a discovery session. And so when I started pointing out all of her strengths, I listened to her, okay, and took a mental note. So you like to share. You like to talk to people in your community about things that's going on. You're naturally an advocate. She's always interceding or advocating for somebody. I pulled out that strength as she was talking. One of her passions, again, she's always on Facebook posting savings or what restaurants got this sale and what got this deal and you can eat free on Tuesday. I mean, she's constantly doing it all the time. I said, have you thought about blogging? I don't really, so all these excuses are coming out, right? I said, and I think in her mind, she thought it was something hard and difficult, and I get it. I've done school, I've done undergrad, I did 2 graduate schools while doing internship after I was divorced, raising my daughter, and I had to find a way to pace myself. I get it. It's a lot. So I said, you know what, you can schedule your posts when you want to blog. You can say, I'm going to do 1 or 2 a week, and you can even post that. So she said she loves doing that. I said, okay, so you like sharing deals and coupons. I told her about Pinterest. So we can't take for granted that everybody is familiar with all of the social platforms. Cannot do that. People are on different levels at different places. A lot of people are not engaging a lot in social media as we think they are. Like I said, she's only on Facebook as far as I know so far. So I said, okay, I told her about Pinterest. I said, on Pinterest, you can post, you can pin a lot of deals and savings. You can help people. You can be the go-to girl. How about that? And so I got her attention. She was like, okay. So I started explaining to her what Pinterest is and how it's set up. And I told her about my Pinterest. I said, when I started my Pinterest, I'm into natural hair care. I'm into health. I'm into psychology. I'm a counselor. I do life coaching. And so I post on my under my hair stuff, I post things about hair, new hairstyles. When I have my clients, because I'm also a licensed cosmetologist, I pin pictures of my clients after I do their hair, drawing people towards my website. But see, for me, I'm using it for business and for a hobby. So business / something I love to do. I love to share. I love to talk about a lot of natural things, nurturing, living, relationships, all that great stuff. So I gave her a visual, and I understand she's like me. I'm a visual individual. So I need you to show me. You can lecture, you can talk to me, and I got it a little bit, but when you show it to me or you break it down, because I'm imagining when you're talking to me, I'm like, okay, I got what I'm getting it. So I help her to understand what it is, and so she started thinking like, wow, I love to do that. I said, I know you do this all the time. I'm not asking you to do something that you do not do already. So when I got her attention, now she's open to it. So again, doing a discovery session, it was so powerful. I think 25 minutes we spent on the phone. She got to find out about something new, and I gave her homework. I said, one of your homework assignments before you even get into blogging is look at other blogs that have the same concept as you have as far as savings and deals. And I pointed out one is called Coupon Mom. I said, go look at that blog. She's doing what you do every day on Facebook. I said, I didn't want to get into monetization because I didn't want to overwhelm her. You got to know who you're talking to, and you have to go where people are. Don't try to quickly pull them to where you are. And everybody don't have the same passion or the same interest as you have, or maybe want to use blogging for the same reason. Some people love to blog because they love to write. I love to write. I find that that's one of my strengths. I do writing for the Examiner online, and I write on my blog. I write on so many different avenues, but in areas. But she loves to do this just for fun, and sometimes it's fulfilling, gives her something to do. She's at school, she's a full-time mom, she's a wife, and so because she loves to do it, I'm not asking her to go to step out of her I'm stepping out of a comfort zone a little bit, but not completely, because like I said, it's a behavior that she does all the time. So we talked about that. So one of your homework assignments was to go and look at people's blogs who has the same content that you would like to write about. And so do that first. And I said Pinterest, go to Pinterest and look at the different Pinterest. Look at mine and see what's up there. So the other assignment I gave her was you need to start an account. You need to create an account with Pinterest, with Pinterest first, and look at that. Keep doing what you're doing. Write things down as they come to you. Write everything that you love to do. What do you have a passion for when it comes to this one particular subject? Dealing with the, categorize. Right now we're talking about loving to share information with people that can save them, that can help them. I see there is an audience for you. There are people who have like interests, believe it or not. I said, because I empathize with her. I said, I know sometimes when we think of an idea, we think, well, who wants to follow a blog about savings and deals and coupons? While I was talking with her, I was on the internet, and I seen so many blogs with a lot of major traffic and commentaries on the blog about something as simple as savings and deals and coupons, and if you download this, you can go this place and get this deal for. There's a lot of people interested in savings, and I know all of us are not people who. I'm not even good with coupons, and I cut them out, but I forget to put them in my bag. Honestly, let's just keep it real. I love to save, but I'm just not. It's just not on the top of my mind. But there are people who are adamant about coupons, honey. They go in the store and pull out 10, 20 coupons. Deal. So, so there's people that's interested in that. Share that with her. So my main point is, don't automatically fear ignorantly, not knowing the information about something before you already dismantle, divorce yourself from it, dismiss it, all of that negative stuff. Understand, because somebody may be giving you something that may help you. So, this is what we got to open ourselves to. So it's, again, you always hear this term, but it's about changing your mindset. It's about changing your mindset first. I'm not saying be open to everything, because I'm not open to if it's completely not me, then it's not me after I have heard. Okay? Again, so what else I gave her? Because I wrote down, I gave her another assignment. I said, okay, yeah, creating the blog, looking at other bloggers, and then she don't have to run to create a Pinterest account, but it's something I just put in her mind to think about. And so she thought about it. At the end of the session, she was excited. She said, oh my God, this was such a great session. Oh my God, I was so excited for her because it's like a new world open to her. She's like, her mind, her creative juices, her creative thinking start flowing. And so I was happy about that. I'm like, wow. The success of the discovery session was she found out more. She found another way that she can use her strengths and her talents. And that was the beginning of stepping out on that journey. So I was happy about that. And I said, okay, the next time we come, now we're going to discuss the homework. And we're going to talk about what you did, what you find, and where do we move from there. So I come to encourage somebody else too. When it's something, don't automatically dismiss things that are. Just listen. Develop an ear to hear and to listen, because a lot of times you can miss stuff. You can miss stuff, and it's so important. Even if you ever get to do a discovery session, there's a lot. Take down your notes and just listen. Like I said, some things are for you, some things are not for you. But once you make it clear to that coach or counselor, whatever, whoever you're talking to, a good one, they'll be able to pick up your goal, where you're going, what your mission is, where your heart is at, what your passion is. But they also are gifted at also, I won't say gifted because I don't want to sound preachy, but whatever their strengths are as a life coach, they'll be able to pick up and they'll tune in, because that's what they're trying to do, attune themselves to you and hear what you're saying, and write them down and list them or make a mental note and then spit them back out to you, and then they can know how to proceed from there. So that's what it's all about. So learning how to listen to the outside voices, again, because your inside voices is telling you one thing. It's telling you, nah, no, I don't. And because it comes out of fear of the unknown. It's something new for you. You're stepping out into uncharted territories, and you just quick to just shut it down. And see, I talk about it because I deal with that personality a lot, and I have helped people overcome in certain areas where now they're, and I guess, and you have to have a way, of course, of communicating to people. You can't be harsh. Like I said, you can't be so overzealous where you push them away. You can't be too strong neither. So you have to be self-aware of your own communication with people, because the goal for me was to help her step out into something new, do something she likes to do, but find another way of doing it where she's actually reaching a broader audience, like I said, and we can take it from there, but not to push her away where she feel, wow, this lady wants me to do what I don't want to do. I didn't want her to walk away feeling that way. I want her to walk away feeling like she accomplished something. She's excited about taking the next step, and that's exactly how the session went. I was so excited for her, like it was me. So it was so great. What else I wanted to kind of discuss real quick? Again, so we talked about her hobbies, her personal needs, her goals, and I'm so excited to hear what she got out of that. It's so exciting when you work with somebody for the first time and they light up like a little child and they're like, oh my God, I didn't realize, And I said, it's okay. The other thing was identifying herself. She got to find out more about her identity, about herself, what she likes to do. So again, revelation came and she was like, oh, so she started seeing herself doing other things. That was key. Writer. A lot of times we quickly to dismiss, well, I don't want to write. I'm not a writer. I don't want to do that. And sometimes it's not true. You don't told yourself that, so now you believe a lie because you told yourself that. Again, that's that inside voice preventing you from doing something new and different and stepping out in the unfamiliar, which I always talk about. But come to find out, she started talking about how much she loved to write. And I said, right now, you're probably also saying you don't like to write so much because you're in school. I get it. I was in school. Papers. For those of you who done been, you know how many papers you got to do. Oh my God. So yes, when I was writing my book, it slowed down the process of completing my book. Thank God it's published now. But because I had to write all the time for school. So it can wear you out. You're tired, you're weary, you got to come home. Like I said, she's a wife, she's a mother, a student, and all of this stuff. I get it. That's why I said, okay, set some time up. Pick a morning or whatever's your best time. What's your best time to write? She said in the morning. Okay. No, in the evening. In the evening it was. Mornings are good too sometimes, but now that she's in class, that changed. Okay, so it's quiet. Most of us we can think better in the evening time. the children asleep, or everybody's down. It's more quiet at night in the whole environment. And so now you can relax, and then you can start thinking, and then you could be creative. And I take that pad. Let me see. I have learned to keep a pad and a pencil or a pen next to my bed. I keep a pad and a pen in my office next to my computer, because my mind, I'm always coming up with something, or even just to be organized and just writing down, because lately I've just been forgetting stuff. I got like this fog. My brain is like fog right now. And so I write down what I have to do. Like a client I just left, I was thinking of the next time I'm going to meet with her, and I asked about a particular meeting, and I mentioned Thursday, but it's actually Friday. But I said that's okay, because I wrote it down, so I wasn't going to forget. I'm going to meet you at the meeting, but right now my mental fog is there. But I'm always looking in my book. That Google Calendar is it's awesome for me, because I'll open up my tablet, my phone, my laptop, and my desktop, and the same information is there everywhere you go. So I'm using Google Calendar every day, multiple times, because that is a blessing for my life, much needed in my life. So again, she was able to identify with herself even more, and knowing more about what she loved to do. So that's why discovery exploration calls are awesome, or initial sessions are awesome, because it not only gives the client information, it gives me information as a life coach or a counselor, like, okay, and it gives me some direction, and it gives me more insight. So now I can go do my own homework. Hello, somebody. You give the client, now I can do my own homework and figure, okay, now I know how to proceed with this person. So again, so I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover when it came to discovery session. I was just so elated, and I just wanted to share, because somebody out there may feel the same way. And I wanted to encourage you to don't shut down your inside. You shut down your inside voice, but don't shut down all the outside voices, especially people you're watching and they're doing things that you love to do, but then you tell yourself you don't, or you can't. Sometimes it's a fact, but sometimes it's just based out of fear, or it's based out of the unknown. And so you allow that to hinder you from doing something new. Don't let it hinder you from doing something new. So this was these tips about overcoming fear of the unknown. Because let me tell you, Periscope was unknown for me, and it was uncomfortable doing these live scopes. Now, I have experience talking in front of people in groups. I ran workshops, and I do counseling, family counseling, which is not always easy, because you're dealing with all kinds of personalities, and that's even harder. Thanks for rejoining again. It's even harder to do. Actually, for me, Periscope is easier than doing live family sessions. Because you right there dealing with people's personalities, going back and forth. And you got to be ready to deal with every spirit, every behavior that's going to come out. You don't know what to expect. See, this is easy because people just type in information, and it's like I'm talking to myself. But when you in a live session, that is not easy, because you don't know what you're going to get. And I deal with people who have not only mental health behavior issues, but emotional issues as well. And you don't know what you're going to get. I have worked with people that got schizophrenia, depression, bipolar depression, and I don't know how I'm going to get each day. So I have to go pray to myself. It's unknown, okay? But so again, Periscope was unknown, but you know what? I'm going out here. I'm doing it. Do it afraid. Be myself. It's a wonderful way to connect, as I said before, and learn from other people who are doing what I'm doing. We don't know everything. I'm forever learning. The Bible talks about how people can be forever learning and never coming into the knowledge of, the wisdom of. They learn, but see, what happens is they miss the application part. There's a part where you have to apply what you hear. So I always love, be a doer, be a hearer, and a doer. Amen? Okay, so I'm about to chime off right now so I can go inside. I just want to share this with you today and encourage you. You have a great evening. I'll probably be back on again in a day or two. I don't know. But you guys take care.